Esau, so-called white man, right? Today.
After the manner of Egypt, for yet a very little while, and the indignation shall cease in my anger in their destruction.
Right, when the Most High destroy this place, and everything's back in order, the house shot down here, and we rule over these heathen nations, and these devils, and the Most High gonna be satisfied. His anger is gonna be quenched then. Go ahead.
Verse 26. And the Lord of hosts shall stir up a scourge for him according to the slaughter of my day at the rock of Oreb, and as his rod was upon the sea, so shall he lift it up after the manner of Egypt.
Right, so the Most High gonna do that same feat going into Oreb and Zeb. They was Zalmunna, Oreb, Zeb. These was some Midianite kings, right? During the time of, I think during the time of the judges. But what happened to them? They got captured and then they got heads got cut off. You go back into the Old Testament, you will see that. Go ahead, bro. So that's the same thing, that same spirit. When Israel was warring against the nations and taking them down, that same spirit is coming back. No time to put that on his people.
And it shall come to pass in that day that his burden shall be taken away from off thy shoulder, and his yoke from off thy neck.
That yoke. He shall put a yoke around upon thy neck till he have destroyed you, right? That being in captivity, that's going to be all taken off the Israelites.
And the yoke shall be destroyed because of the anointing.
Right, now the people in the Christian church, the yoke shall be destroyed because of the anointing. You know, now you're breaking that down wrong. They talking about some oil you can put on you, or pray to this so-called white dude with the groovy hairdo. You know, he ain't talking about that. He's talking about what the scripture going into now. That yoke of slavery and captivity is going to be destroyed because of the anointing of the Savior. The Howard Shai. Go ahead, bro. You done? Okay.
I had a well, I don't know if you want me to, if I can or not, but it's going into the 2/3 being destroyed.
Okay, let me read this real quick. This is Jeremiah 28, verse 8, showing you with all the things we going into, this is what the prophets did. Jeremiah 28, verse 8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. What's the war? Race wars, class wars, World War III, right? What's the evil? The mark of the beast, concentration camps, you know, all different types of evil. What's the pestilence? All the diseases. These are the things that we prophesying out here. And they always just wrapped up, needing a bow like you just want to Revelation, going to Revelation 18, brother. Right. You know, we going to all that. We going to the full counsel of the Most High, everything. You're supposed to, hey, you have a unction from the Holy One, for ye know all things. You don't just know one thing, you know?
All right, so this is 2nd Esdras 7. I'm gonna start at 36. This is Esdras. I believe he was talking to an angel, Uriel. Then said I, Abraham prayed first for the Sodomites, and Moses for the fathers that sinned in the wilderness, and after Yahweh Shai after him for Israel in the time of Achan.
Now don't get it twisted. Why did Abraham pray for the Sodomites? Because among them you had Israelites. That's why. Right. You know, just like we do now. We see gay dudes. Hey, we turn. Hey, it's disgusting to see. But who are we to say if they repent from it and don't do it, then the Most High gonna say it?
Oh yeah, it's gonna tell you. All right, so 38. And Samuel and David for the destruction, and Solomon for them that should come into the sanctuary.
Right, Samuel and David for the destruction, and Solomon for what?
For them that should come to the sanctuary.
Right, you see that? All talking about Israelites. It ain't got nothing to do with no other nation. You're supposed to pray for those who love you. It's talking about among your people. And pray for them that are your enemies.
Right. And Elias for those that receive rain.
Right.
And for the dead that he might live. And Ezekiah is for the people in the time of Sennacherib, and many for many. Even so now, seeing corruption is grown up, and wickedness increased, and the righteous have prayed for the ungodly, wherefore shall it not be so now also?
And we still, hey, we do the same thing. We come out here in love because we got those of our people that have been seduced by the ways of the wicked, and we tell them to turn back. We say, hear ye the word of the Lord, but they will not hearken. So, hey, if they don't listen, then like Revelation 22 and 11 says, you know, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still.
Right. It says, he answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide, therefore they are prayed for the weak. So that was back then.
Right.
But the day of
this present life is not the end. But go ahead, it's gonna tell you.
But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, which is where we at now.
Right, the day of doom is coming. You know that day when the nuclear missiles come, that's the day of doom for Babylon the Great. Go ahead, bro.
In the beginning of the immortality for to come,
in the beginning of the immortality which is for to come, right? Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that follow after, you know?
Right.
That's the immortal time. You know, you're gonna be changed. You go up into the chariots. Then you're gonna have that it's gonna be a body of flesh, but it's gonna be like spiritual being. You're gonna be spiritual Superman type being. You know, you can still eat and have sex and bring forth children, right? But at the same time, you're no longer susceptible to sicknesses, disease, weakness, getting tired. You know, they that wait upon the Lord shall mount up with wings as eagles, right? The young man shall run and not be weary.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
Wherein corruption is past.
Corruption is past. Go ahead.
Intemperancy is at an end. Infidelity or unfaithfulness is cut off.
That's right.
Righteousness is grown, and the truth is sprung up.
Right, the truth is sprung up, just like you see it all over the world now. That's why you see the whole earth under plague. The Most High is plaguing this place, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is the final point. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that have gotten the victory.
Right, you can't save him that's destroyed. You can't keep trying to come up with doctrine. Esau is the Arabs. You know, you ain't gonna be able to save these damn devils, man.
Yep.
Nor can you oppress him that have gotten the victory.
Right.
Because the scriptures also say you're gonna see the elect, you know, and you ain't gonna be able to touch one hair on their head. Our enemy's gonna be, as it says in the scripture, they're gonna be looking, watching us go up into the chariot. I'm watching the elect go up into the chariots, and they ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. They're gonna be pounding on their chest like, we should have listened to them, and the missile's gonna come right down and annihilate them.
Right, and an analogy that pops into my mind is like in number 16, where they came after Moses and Aaron the second day, and Aaron ran in the midst, and the plague was stayed before all of the congregation died. You ain't gonna be able to save nobody in these days. This is the time where no prayers or no righteous man is gonna save nobody.
Anyways, I think it said in
That's marked for death.
It said in Ezekiel that Most High shall not save son nor daughters, but him alone shall be delivered by his righteousness.
Right.
Zechariah 12, verse 7.
Yep.
The Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first,
Right.
that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah.
Now you're gonna have crusty, burnt black dudes that got a problem with somebody from the tribe of Judah, that they might not be from the tribe of Judah. You're gonna be a ruler in Judah, and you might look like Blake Griffin.
Right.
You know? They're gonna have a problem with that. But you ain't gonna be able to magnify yourself above them because they from the royal tribe of Judah. You can't do nothing about it. Just like now you got those burnt ass niggas. I'm so tired of you folks always saying Native Americans and Latinos and Israelites. So what? Like we told you the time, we don't care if you're tired of hearing it. This is the true gospel. You know, we have not shunned to declare all the counsel of the Most High. We gotta bring it all out, whether you like it or not. Go ahead, bro.
In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. And the house of David shall be as God, and the angel of the Lord before them.
That's right. So the people of Israel are gonna be like angels in that day with that kind of power. You know, we're gonna be spiritually glorified. We're gonna live glorified bodies. You know, as it's saying, like it's been said, we're gonna have that glow. People gonna look at those and say in the scriptures, those that turn men into righteousness shall shine like, I forget that, shine like the sun, or gonna have a glow about them. You got people coming up to you, like for example in the kingdom, somebody that just might have walked by, heard the word, implemented what they heard in their life, and then they make it onto the church. They're gonna be like, it's you, it's them guys. I remember I was lost. I didn't know what was going on, and then I saw these guys teaching, and then I turned my life around. Because of them I got, you know, but that's, hey, man's going to of the Lord. We can't take credit for, you know, for nothing. We don't even know how we got here, you know.
And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem.
Right. And it's not talking about lands, it's talking about people. People's are the nations. You know, the Most High gonna be putting in that work. But He's gonna be using who? His people, the Israelites, to put in work on these nations. You know? That's why now, like, all scriptures come to life, man. Great fear fell upon them which saw them. When people see us teaching the word, they don't like it, you know? They get a little nervous, even though they try to hide it. You see people walk around, they go on the other side of the street, you know, do different little stuff. You see people walk in traffic other than walk past us. But hey, that's attributed to the Lord of hosts, not us.
And I will pour upon the house of David and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem the spirit of grace and of supplication, and they shall look upon me whom they have pierced, and they shall mourn for him as one mourneth for his only son.
Right, you're gonna see Yahushua, you know. like as he was when our people gave him up. And they gonna mourn over that, man. They gonna come back and be like, they gonna be able to see that body, you know, because I think it says his vision is more than any man. And I think I remember the apostle going into it's gonna be a day of national mourning where you remember the commemoration of the Savior dying on the cross. Remember the Israelites that gave him up, crucified. Imagine how that's gonna feel when you're in the kingdom. You gotta look him in his eyes and you know you gave him up to the damn Romans. I know. Assorted fruit.
And they shall look upon me whom they have pierced.
Right.
And they shall mourn for him as one mourning for his only son, and shall be in bitterness for him as one that is in bitterness for his firstborn.
It's like we're about to go through now with the Passover. That's a solemn assembly. There ain't no time to have no party. It's a solemn assembly where it symbolizes the Savior passing over, or, passing over Israel and preserving us too. Passing over us too. But
yeah, it was a time where we was making haste out of Egypt.
Right,
we were trying to get away, man.
But also too, you to search yourself when the Passover comes, especially when you make it through, because so many guys bucking out, man, right, leading up to the Passover.
Right. And there was a lot of death going on around us.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And it represents now, back then you had the lamb blood, but now spiritually, you hoping and praying that the Most High pass over you with these plagues that's about to come.
Right.
You got to be passed over your house if you had the blood on the door and everything like he commanded you to do. And you pass over your house and then kill your firstborn.
Right.
Because, hey, believe you, if let's say if everything start happening now, when the time comes when people start dying on the left and on the right, can you go to somebody go to Psalm 91? Go to Psalm 91. When that time comes, if you make it, hey, everybody gonna be shook up, man. Even though we're gonna have that knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our time, the stream of salvation, right? But in your human condition, you can't help but be a little bit scared. Damn, you seeing dogs eat people, missiles falling, fire, people getting set on fire, troops grabbing people up. You ain't gonna be scared a little bit. You're like, damn, I wonder if I just stay here, they gonna see me. But I had a dream like that. I was many years back. I had a dream martial law had broke out, and I was trying to run. Everywhere I looked, it was just troops everywhere, like rows and rows of troops were coming. And I saw grenades and missiles and shit flying, like low level type grenades and fire in the air and stuff. And I was running everywhere. I went to go one way, and I saw a whole lot of troops coming. And I went to go another way, and I saw a lot of troops coming. But then I just said, I'm just gonna go this way. And when I went running, it was like 2 rows of troops marching down the road. And then when I went past, they didn't even see me. I just kept on going. But then one of the troops did see me, and then he like turned around and tried to grab me. We started fighting. We went down to the ground. That's the first dream I had where I like literally killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then I went a little further. Different things were happening, man. But you don't know how the Most High gonna preserve you in that day. You just don't know. We think we know. We try to put it in our own understanding, but we have no idea. It's gonna be complete chaos. Like you were saying in your video, it's gonna be like an Amos, You're gonna get away from one thing,
yep.
you're gonna go to another, you're gonna narrowly escape that, you're going to the house like, whoo, I made it.
The snake will jump out and bite you.
Hey, you have no idea, man.
I was just about to break it out too.
Yeah, so it's ultimately no escaping and running from a heavenly Father. That's
right.
He got a judgment set out to get you, it's gonna get you.
Yep. Even if you do wind up making it, you're going to still go through some stuff and you're going to be afraid. Man.
Right.
You can't help it. Because you can't tell me the Israelites weren't afraid back in Egypt when they saw them different plagues. Because it affects you too. Let's say, for example, like now with the water being messed up or whatever, like in Flint or whatever, that still affects the righteous as well as the wicked. You still affect, even the Most High give you water, you got clean water to drink, but sometimes now your mind might forget, you might go turn the faucet on and be like, oh, I forgot. You just never know. Yeah, you in Psalms 91. Go ahead and just start reading from the top.
Yeah. This is Psalms 9 verse 1.
91. Yeah, 91. We'll take it. So we trying to prepare ourselves mentally for these things to come.
This is Psalms 91 verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
And that's what we're hoping for. We're in the secret place right now because the scriptures are secret to everybody else. People open the Bible up, they can read it in plain sight, but they can't get the understanding of it. Why? Because it's secret. And we're in that secret place for the Most High. Go ahead, bro.
I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress.
Yep.
my God, in him will I trust.
Proverbs 18 and 10, right? The name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous runneth into it, and it's safe.
Right.
Go ahead.
Surely